I built my own custom Netflix so I could sell my movie to Hollywood. I also created several other platforms to raise money that aren't Kickstarter or Indiegogo. The film industry is changing at a breakneck speed, and it's almost impossible to stand out in the sea of incredible movies. So what if I made my movie look like it was already made, as if the distributor or industry professional could watch it on their home TV? So in this video, I'm going to be showing you how to build a Netflix-style platform, a digital portfolio, and an avenue to create funding right away for your movie. And I'm going to be doing all of that with this web building platform, Framer, who is the sponsor of this video. I thought the best way to show my work is maybe not on YouTube, but rather in my own Netflix-style platform. And this is so that distributors or people who want to invest in me can visualize what my projects will look like in a platform that they're familiar with. So what I've done is I've created this using the template that's available, and you have all of your different categories from sci-fi to horror, romantic comedy. What I like about it is you can see all of my movies here, and they are in a way better looking style than what YouTube does. It just makes it feel a lot more legitimate. And so let me show you how I was able to create this. Part of their template, they give you sort of this outline of what your kind of page will look like. And then they have sort of these placeholder images where your videos go. Whenever you get this template, you're gonna have sort of placeholder movies that are in spot for your films, like these random AI generated movie things. And all you have to do is actually go into the movies category, go edit CMS, and then just start adding in all of your information. Like this is already dialed in for you. So what I did was I just put in my movie thumbnail, the title, the director, which is me, and then just like a quick sort of explanation or log line. And then all you do is add in your movie logo. And by doing that, I've just got a series of different logos for the movies that I've made. Open up Photoshop, go into here, type in Rogue Wave, change this to being red. So now I've saved a PNG file for this sort of title. Then I'm going to upload that. And what that's going to do is give that customized title for the thumbnail and image. So take a screenshot of this like that, boom. And then I'm going to upload this into the images. And this is going to replace that with that, which is perfect. And now if we preview what this looks like, we've got something that looks like this, which is exactly what I'm going for. And I think it's a really good way to show my work in a platform that distributors are used to seeing, or that you can visualize your films. That's sick. So that's exactly what I want it to look like. It looks so much more interactive. This really looks like Netflix, Zachflix. But yeah, so let's kind of show you how this platform works. So if we go into here, you've got the navigation menu, the films that are kind of like to preview. I think this would be a really good way to show your films that you've done. I could recategorize these into different genres. This is where everything lives, so you can create your own categories to which they're already made here. But I can relabel these categories if I want and kind of give them a different genre. So like I said, client, corporate, real estate, wedding, and design a Netflix for a platform like that. So instead of doing this Netflix thing, which took me about an hour to figure out, this is what I made within 10 minutes using their AI. So what I'll do is I'll hop back into my dashboard. And here was the other thing. I went into new project, and it's like, oh, do you want to use an AI to create a new project, which is called Wireframe? So I can do like create a website portfolio for a wedding videographer. And this is going to design a simple layout for someone who has my name, my information, and it's an easier way to sort of break it down. And so what I ended up using this for actually was my website for a 4-week filmmaker. Because you can upload PNG files, you can have the transparent background. So I just uploaded this photo that I made of myself, and then using the title cards that were already kind of designed by the AI, it gave me a good launch point. I then just sort of started to redesign things the way I liked, and the big feature where Framer feels like it stands out and makes it feel more like a professional website versus a template website is the fact that you can control where things go. So by changing this little button here from relative to absolute, the layers that you're selecting turn into almost like Photoshop layers, and you just drop them wherever you want them to go. I can move this to wherever I want, this entire box and field. So it's a little bit of a thing to figure out. Basically, it's broken down from pages to layers to assets. Now, I haven't played much with the assets. Really, you're in pages and layers. And since I only have one page is made up of layers, similar to Photoshop, and each layer is designed within stacks. But stacks are like these little boxes, these squares that you're operating in. And you can customize and change them over here on this part. So here's our current landing page for 4-Week Filmmaker. Nothing that I'm ashamed of, but this was the most that we could kind of get out of our current web builder. But then using something like Framer, it just feels a lot more interactive. Again, I use this AI to create this layout, and it was really awesome because it also helped me with like throwing text in like this. I didn't come up with this. This was theirs. And also the hands-on film school. Great job, AI. This is the layout that I downloaded and kind of just started working from there. I forget what this one was called, Video Hut. And this one was for free. And if you take a look at what I was able to create, we kind of have the nice fade up text. And then as you scroll, the kind of image pops away. We've got the video that comes up. Like this just looks and feels like an Apple website and looks way more legitimate than what I'd be able to create in other web building platforms. And I think this is how you're going to stand out as a creative. So now we can kind of go to these sort of interactive menus. The fact that these videos autoplay as soon as the cursor goes over top, I just think is so cool. I'm still working on this, and I'm gonna add like different GIFs and stuff that I've created actually in Midjourney and Runway. But as you can tell, like having these interactive menus just feels so much cooler. For me, I am not a professional web builder. I'm a filmmaker, and within a day, I was able to make 3 different web pages that I'm so proud of, and it's going to be how I'm advertising my business, my films, and my resume of work that I currently. If you're a creator and you want to have a cool looking website, you can start at the mini plan, which is around $7 per month, or you can go all the way up to the pro, which is $41 a month billed annually. Now, these platforms are not fully dialed in, and I can't share everything just yet because we're still working on the pitch. But once they're ready, you're going to be able to get access to seeing this the same way a funding platform is going to see it, because I don't want how we make these movies to feel like that there's gatekeepers in the front. I want to have a very open source style of making features. If you're wanting to build something similar to this, here's a couple things I would recommend. What I'm trying to do is provide enough information to get the reader excited, but remember, the person who's probably going to be looking at this isn't someone who cares actually about the full story of the film. They want to know the packaging, audience, and sort of end demographics, similar to title, thumbnail. And I actually learned a lot of this from doing YouTube. If you guys have a YouTube channel and you're trying to advertise your videos, the best way I've been able to think about it is the packaging. So actually on my computer, Photoshop document open, and it's all of my thumbnails that I just tinker with, and I play around with titles. So I'll do Dear Netflix, we made you new French fries, we made you new French fries, upload different thumbnails to sort of test them out, and even what they look like with different titles. So this image looks a little crazy, so I probably wouldn't have text added, but it's a good way to sort of think of the end vision in sight. What I've recognized is 90% of my films are going to be on a streaming platform, with about 10% of their release hopefully being in a theater or on DVD or Blu-ray. So if my main home for this project is going to be online, I can skip all of the steps and kind of start packaging my pitch to look like it's already on one of these platforms. That's why doing something in the Netflix style or even the interactive menus is important. But here's the other hook to why I've built all 3 of these platforms. My online school, the 4-Week Filmmaker, is also going to be an avenue for revenue to go towards the funding of this movie. I'm not going down the typical route of funding this feature. So by doing private investment and making the film no matter what by the end of the year is ensuring that this film is going to get done, and I'm not putting it in the hands of any gatekeepers. So then why make the pitch deck? Why do all of these things? Because the money that I do end up getting can either go into production, or most importantly, I'm actually going to put more money in post-production and marketing than I am going to be putting into production. And again, any additional revenue that I make off of my course will go into making the film, so hopefully creating some sort of sustainability for that project. There's no gatekeeping here. Let me know what you think, and thank you guys so much for watching. You can follow along if you want to join in on the process of seeing these films get made. I'll probably upload the final versions of these websites to my Patreon or to my homepage within the next couple weeks, but go take a look at Framer. I love you guys. Have a good one. You're the best.